Have you ever felt that the more you try to hold on, the more things slip away, that every message you send and every effort you make only seems to push people further from you? It's a paradox most of us experience, yet very few truly notice. In a world obsessed with proving worth, chasing validation becomes instinctive. We confuse attention with affection, effort with influence, and the harder we pursue, the weaker we appear. Stoic philosophy offers another direction, one where true power is quiet, rooted not in pursuit but in presence. When you stop reacting to every impulse and release the urge to control outcomes, your inner balance returns. What you attract then is no longer forced. It emerges naturally, drawn to the calm certainty of someone who stands firm. Today, we explore why letting go and grounding yourself in principle earns respect, admiration, and meaningful connection far more effectively than chasing ever could. 1. Chasing signals inner imbalance. The more you chase, the more you expose what is unsettled within you. When you feel compelled to text again, to call back, to explain yourself, it is rarely about the other person. It is about uncertainty inside you, the fear of being overlooked, the quiet voice questioning your worth. Every attempt to force connection communicates anxiety, not confidence. Society tells us effort equals value, but the Stoics understood otherwise. Your inner state shapes how others perceive you more than any outward display ever could. Think of times you reached out repeatedly only to feel ignored or dismissed. That discomfort wasn't caused by them. It reflected your dependence on external validation. Chasing pulls you into a cycle where your attention becomes a currency spent desperately. And in that desperation, your value diminishes. People sense this imbalance even if they can't explain it. Stoicism teaches a different approach. The disciplined mind does not bend to every urge. By observing the impulse to chase without acting on it, you regain control of your energy. You learn to separate what you can influence from what belongs to others. The world does not demand your reaction, and your self-worth does not depend on someone else's acknowledgement. In practical terms, this means stepping back. Pause before replying. Resist the urge to justify or explain. Let your composure speak louder than the messages you feel pressured to send. Modern examples are everywhere. The person who sends one message and waits. The colleague who demonstrates competence instead of over-explaining. The friend who remains calm in moments of tension. Each draws attention not through pursuit, but through grounded confidence. By releasing the need to chase, you set the tone for how others engage with you. Attraction is no longer about effort. It becomes a reflection of your own centeredness. With practice, this steadiness radiates outward, and what comes toward you begins aligning with your principles rather than your insecurities. Chasing is rarely about connection. It is about filling an inner void. When you stop, that void becomes an anchor. You no longer waste energy trying to control others. Instead, your calm, deliberate presence becomes magnetic. This is not manipulation, it is posture. Real influence begins not by pursuing, but by mastering yourself. Each time you resist the urge to chase, you silently reinforce your value. Gradually, you learn that presence, patience, and integrity carry far more weight than effort spent in desperation. Those who notice, respect, and gravitate towards you will do so naturally, without pressure or explanation. This is the paradox the Stoics embraced. Chasing diminishes influence. Standing firm creates it. The quiet observer commands attention. The steady mind earns respect. Every attempt to force connection reveals insecurity. Every pause, every measured action signals strength. By letting go of compulsion, you reclaim not only energy but clarity, dignity, and self-respect. What chases begs, what stands attracts. Actions grounded in calm principle project a power far stronger than frantic effort. Real attraction emerges from your ability to remain unmoved, yet engaged. It is not about forcing attention. It is about aligning with your values. It is about mastering the inner world so the outer world reflects that mastery. Stop chasing. Stand firm. Let the balance within you set the tone for everything else. Every choice to refrain, every pause before reacting builds a magnetic center within you. This is the art of attraction. According to Stoicism, influence comes from strength, not need. It is quiet, deliberate, and undeniable. It is self-mastery expressed through every interaction, every glance, every decision. It is the signal of inner balance that draws respect and connection effortlessly. This is how the disciplined mind moves through a world obsessed with urgency, proving that less pursuit creates more presence, more influence, and ultimately more attraction. 2. Detachment is not indifference. It is control. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop surrendering control of your energy. Stoicism teaches that detachment is about mastering your reactions, focus, and direction. When you stop chasing outcomes and reacting to every impulse, space opens for clarity. Many mistake detachment for coldness, but the truth is different. A person who masters detachment does not need to prove value. Their presence communicates it. Think of someone who waits calmly, observes carefully, and responds deliberately. Their silence does not create distance, it creates respect. Measured actions convey stability and confidence more than frantic effort ever could. Detachment allows you to see reality clearly, without anxiety or desire distorting perception. It prevents overinvestment in people or situations beyond your control. It protects your energy while preserving integrity. Instead of chasing validation, you commit to your standards. Every decision becomes intentional rather than reactive. Modern examples are everywhere. The manager who delegates without hovering, the partner who trusts instead of controlling, the friend who listens more than they intervene. Each commands influence without chasing it. By practicing detachment, you cultivate a quiet magnetism. You attract attention, respect, and meaningful connection, not by forcing it, but by embodying it. Your energy becomes focused, deliberate, aligned with your values. This is the Stoic way. Control what is yours, your judgments, actions, and reactions, and release what is not. When you do, the world begins responding to the grounded center you have created. You realize the less you chase, the more attraction flows toward you. Detachment is not indifference. It is deliberate presence, controlled focus, and measured influence. It is the quiet strength that reshapes how others perceive you. It is the art of standing firm while the world moves around you. It is the difference between reacting and attracting. It is the foundation of influence, confidence, and self-mastery that no amount of chasing can replace. It is the lesson the Stoics preserved for those seeking strength without neediness. By mastering detachment, you create a life others want to approach, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. Every pause, every refusal to overreact, every moment of intentional stillness builds the invisible force that draws the right people and circumstances toward you. Stop forcing. Stand anchored. Let detachment become your signal, your magnet, your power. Your calm presence becomes your influence, your attraction, and your freedom all at once. 3. The moment you stop chasing, power rebalances. The instant you stop forcing connections, dynamics begin to shift naturally. Chasing creates imbalance because it signals neediness, insecurity, and dependence on external validation. When you release the compulsion to control outcomes, you reclaim authority over your energy. This is not manipulation, it is a Stoic principle. True power moves quietly and steadily without announcement. Think of moments when you stopped explaining yourself, stopped over-communicating, or stopped proving your worth. Suddenly, people adjusted, responses changed, respect emerged without effort. Your presence alone becomes a signal of strength. Your measured silence draws attention. Modern examples are everywhere. The professional who communicates only when necessary, the friend who listens instead of interrupting, the partner who trusts rather than micromanages. Each demonstrates that influence flows from grounded self-mastery, not pursuit. By ending the chase, you allow relationships, opportunities, and respect to move toward your steadiness. The less you pursue, the more the world responds on your terms. Power rebalances when desire is replaced with discipline. Your calm, unwavering stance becomes magnetic. Standing firm communicates more than frantic effort ever could. What chases weakens, what stands attracts. This is the Stoic paradox. Relinquish control outwardly to strengthen control inwardly, and allow influence to arise naturally. 4. Chasing is the ego trying to secure certainty. The ego fuels the urge to chase because it fears uncertainty and craves control. It seeks constant reassurance, approval, and immediate validation. But this pursuit only exposes insecurity, not strength. When you feel compelled to over-explain, justify your actions, or repeatedly seek acknowledgement, it is the ego attempting to create certainty where none exists outside of you. Stoicism teaches that real confidence comes from mastering your own judgments and accepting what you cannot control. Every attempt to chase outcomes or manage how others perceive you feeds the ego and weakens your natural influence. By observing impulses without acting on them and detaching from the need for instant validation, you reclaim authority over your energy and your presence. Modern examples make this clear. The professional who avoids over-explaining in meetings, the friend who does not beg for acknowledgement, the partner who trusts instead of micromanaging. Each demonstrates that influence and attraction emerge from inner stability, not compulsive pursuit. As you stop responding to the ego's demands, your calm and deliberate actions signal strength, authority, and grounded confidence. The less you chase, the more people naturally gravitate toward you, drawn not by effort, but by the composure you embody. This is the essence of the Stoic approach. Mastery of self over the illusion of controlling others. Understanding that real influence grows from discipline, detachment, and inner balance. Every intentional pause, every moment of restraint, every conscious refusal to react impulsively strengthens an invisible magnetism. By focusing on your principles rather than on others' responses, you cultivate a presence that naturally attracts respect and meaningful engagement. Chasing is the ego attempting to manufacture certainty. Letting go is the disciplined mind accepting reality and influencing from a position of stability. 5. Self-respect creates natural attraction. True attraction always begins with self-respect. It is the foundation of influence, connection, and meaningful engagement. When you honor your boundaries, uphold your values, and act consistently with your principles, you project a presence others instinctively recognize. Self-respect is not loud or demanding. It is quiet, consistent, and unwavering. It does not seek approval or beg for attention. Instead, it signals strength, stability, and reliability, drawing the right people and opportunities naturally. Consider the person who refuses to over-explain or chase validation. Their calm, measured presence communicates authority and confidence more effectively than any attempt to impress. Modern life constantly tempts us to prove worth through endless messages, calls, social media posts, or efforts to secure acknowledgement. Every act of chasing sends the wrong signal. It communicates insecurity, neediness, and lack of control. By contrast, the individual who maintains self-respect demonstrates that their value does not depend on external validation. This is deeply magnetic. The Stoics understood that character outweighs effort in influence. People are drawn to integrity, reliability, and consistent action, not frantic attempts for approval. When you anchor yourself in self-respect, you stop chasing outcomes and begin acting from internal authority. Your energy is no longer spent trying to control how others perceive you. It becomes focused on meaningful action, deliberate decisions, and personal growth. This shift changes how the world responds to you. Self-respect also defines the quality of your relationships. Those who respect themselves set clear standards for how they expect to be treated. They communicate boundaries, enforce them consistently, and remain present without overcompensating for others' behavior. This naturally filters out manipulative, distracting, or low-quality interactions, creating space for meaningful connections. People intuitively sense the difference between someone driven by desperation and someone grounded in principle. One pushes and chases. The other stands steady, calm, and magnetic. Every choice to uphold your values and every refusal to overreact strengthens your internal authority. Even without words, your demeanor communicates your standards, values, and stability. This silent signal often carries more weight than explicit attempts to gain approval. The world responds naturally to those who know their worth and do not seek constant validation. Self-respect also preserves your energy for what truly matters. By refusing to chase, argue excessively, or justify yourself unnecessarily, you protect mental and emotional bandwidth. You invest in growth, meaningful work, and authentic interactions aligned with your values. This discipline is magnetic because it reflects mastery over impulses and priorities. Anchoring yourself in self-respect does not mean becoming rigid or distant. It means being clear about what is acceptable and acting accordingly. It means responding deliberately rather than reacting impulsively. It means knowing when to engage and when to step back. Those drawn to you will respect these boundaries because your presence is grounded, not dependent on their reactions. Every pause before speaking, every moment of composure, every boundary upheld strengthens your inner magnetism. Each action reinforces that your worth is inherent, not granted by attention or approval. This is the essence of Stoic self-respect. Influence and attraction arise naturally when you choose principle over pursuit, discipline over desperation, and presence over performance. When self-respect is cultivated, attraction becomes a byproduct rather than a goal. You stop chasing and stand anchored in your values. People notice, opportunities appear, relationships adjust to your steadiness. Respect flows without effort. Your presence alone communicates confidence, reliability, and strength. This is influence that no frantic effort or over-explanation can replicate. Living anchored in self-respect creates a life that is magnetic without manipulation, deliberate without force, and attractive without pursuit. It is quiet power built on discipline, integrity, and self-mastery. By developing this within yourself, you naturally draw respect, attention, and meaningful engagement. Every decision to act from principle, every refusal to compromise standards for approval, every moment of composure strengthens this magnetism. Self-respect becomes your signal. Your presence becomes your power. Stand firm in your principles, Uphold your boundaries. Act deliberately. Let self-respect form the foundation of your influence. 6. Attraction is a byproduct, not a strategy. Attraction cannot be forced. The harder you try to be noticed, approved of, or recognized, the more it slips away. Stoicism teaches that influence, respect, and connection are not outcomes to chase. They are byproducts of living consistently by your principles. When you focus on character, action, and presence, attraction follows naturally. You do not need to persuade, chase, or over-explain. You become the person others want to engage with. Think of the professional who masters their craft quietly. Their competence shows through results, not words. The colleague who delivers reliably without boasting earns trust effortlessly. The friend who listens more than they speak commands respect through calm composure. These examples reveal that attraction grows from stability, not desperation. Fixating on outcomes, trying to control reactions, or pushing for approval signals insecurity. Those who chase appear less grounded and less confident. In contrast, those who act from principle project steadiness that naturally draws attention. Every pause before responding, every deliberate action, every moment of restraint strengthens unseen influence. You begin to notice the shift. People adjust without pressure. They seek your time, respect, and collaboration. This is the Stoic paradox. Less pursuit often produces deeper results. Your energy is invested in actions aligned with values, not manipulation. Decisions reflect standards, not anxiety. Each measured action communicates integrity, self-respect, and confidence, signaling that your value is inherent, not dependent on approval. Chasing outward can never match the power of an anchored presence. What you attract reflects your inner balance, not your effort to gain attention. People are naturally drawn to consistency, reliability, and authenticity. They recognize the quiet authority of someone who acts from principle and remains untouched by the need for validation. The less you pursue, the more respect, admiration, and engagement arrive on their own. Attraction does not come from strategy, but from stability. It is a natural outcome of living in alignment with your values, exercising discipline in action, and trusting your own worth. The Stoic understands this clearly. Chasing weakens influence, while standing firm strengthens it. By focusing on what is within your control, your presence, your conduct, your integrity, you create conditions where respect and attraction become unavoidable. Every conscious choice to refrain from chasing builds an internal magnetism others sense instinctively. Each moment you place principle above pursuit, patience above urgency, and composure above anxiety reinforces the invisible force drawing the right people and opportunities toward you. Influence and attraction are not fabricated, they are revealed. They emerge naturally from a life grounded in values and self-mastery. When you act deliberately, speak with restraint, and remain steady in a world driven by impatience, you embody the truth that less pursuit creates more presence. This is the essence of Stoic attraction. It is quiet, consistent, and rooted in mastery of self. It does not demand, plead, or attempt to prove itself. It simply exists, and in existing, it draws what aligns with it. Living this way, you stop chasing and remain anchored in your principles as the world responds naturally. 7. Living anchored instead of chasing. True power and influence arise from being grounded in principle rather than constantly seeking approval, recognition, or connection. When decisions are guided by values instead of reaction, you operate from stability, calm, and authority. Anchoring yourself internally provides clarity and energy that chasing can never offer. Every attempt to pursue attention or validation signals insecurity, while acting from principle communicates strength. Living anchored means you do not bend to every impulse, provocation, or expectation. You move deliberately, with purpose, aligned with your standards. This is not indifference or passivity. It is a conscious choice to let presence, integrity, and consistency speak for you. Consider someone who lives this way. They do not over-explain in meetings. They do not reach for recognition. They do not chase connection for validation, yet their influence is undeniable. Colleagues, friends, and partners respond naturally to their steadiness. They trust their judgment and respect their boundaries. By anchoring yourself internally, you create a magnetic force that draws people and opportunities without effort or pressure. Anchoring also reshapes how you experience relationships. Instead of reacting to moods, demands, or behavior, you maintain a clear internal standard. You observe patterns, recognize intent, and engage only when it aligns with your principles. This clarity creates respect and removes unnecessary conflict. It filters out distraction, drama, and manipulation. Every choice to act from principle rather than reaction strengthens your unseen influence. Every pause, every refusal to chase, every commitment to your standards builds a stable center within you. People sense this energy intuitively, and meaningful connections form naturally. By staying anchored, you preserve energy for what truly matters. You stop wasting mental and emotional effort trying to control others or force engagement. Your focus shifts to growth, discipline, and mastery aligned with your values. Anchoring replaces desperation with composure, disorder with clarity, and neediness with confidence. It is the difference between reacting and attracting, between chasing outcomes and embodying principles. The Stoics understood that influence is a byproduct of self-mastery. Less pursuit, more presence; less seeking, more attracting. Your calm, steady, anchored approach naturally draws respect, admiration, and meaningful engagement. Each time you choose principle over impulse, you strengthen your internal magnetism. Every moment you uphold boundaries, act with integrity, and prioritize discipline reinforces the force shaping how the world responds to you. Living anchored is not a tactic. It is a way of being. It is stoic mastery in action. Influence rises from stability. Attraction follows composure. Freedom is the reward of acting consistently with your principles. Stand anchored. Let your presence, decisions, and discipline guide every interaction. Stop chasing. Let the world align itself with the strength and clarity you have built within. The journey of influence and attraction begins internally. Chasing validation, attention, or approval only exposes insecurity and weakens presence. Real power comes from mastering yourself, honoring your values, maintaining boundaries, and acting with intention. When you stop forcing outcomes and focus on what you can control, you reclaim authority over your energy and actions. Self-respect becomes your signal, your presence, your magnet. People are drawn to stability, integrity, and consistency, not to desperation or approval seeking. The less you chase, the more respect, admiration, and meaningful engagement flow toward you naturally. Stoicism teaches that influence and attraction are consequences of inner mastery, not tools to be chased. Every pause, every measured response, every principled decision strengthens your internal authority. You develop a calm, magnetic presence that draws what aligns with your values while filtering out distraction and conflict. Stand anchored in your principles. Let your actions, energy, and composure express your worth. Stop chasing. Live with self-respect and discipline. When you do, attraction, influence, and meaningful connection follow naturally, effortlessly, and inevitably.